I'm Ben and I love to make things, and one of those things is Gymshark, which I created when I was 19 years old. I'm now 24 and I've never had so much going on in my life.
Anyone from the UK knows who Gymshark is. In 2019, Gymshark were listed as the fastest growing fashion brand in the UK, and in 2020 their valuation hit a whopping $1.4 billion. Founded in 2012 as teenagers by Lewis Morgan and Ben Francis, the pair grew Gymshark over the next decade into a market-leading billion-pound empire. This is the truth behind Gymshark's rise to success. Gymshark's exponential rise to success is all thanks to Ben Francis and Lewis Morgan's mentality, drive and determination. They've always maintained high standards in their product quality, marketing execution, and they've taken calculated risks which allow them to scale the business in the appropriate moments. Welcome to a Gymshark Masterclass. Since this is my first video, to give you an idea of what my channel is about, I break down the reasons why some businesses are so successful. I look into various factors such as the quality of their product or service, their marketing strategy, and the leaders who drive the company forward. When researching into Gymshark, I already knew there was a plethora of reasons for their success. They didn't just greatly excel in one area, they were better than everyone else at pretty much everything, from product design and factory selection, to the intensity and execution of their marketing, to their risk-taking ability. They had it all. Let's start with the early years. They started off dropshipping clothes for other brands before creating their own gym wear such as vests and t-shirts. They focused on creating clothes that were longer, stretchier and better fitted. Ben Francis admitted that he launched Gymshark because he wanted to make gym clothes that he wanted to wear. In essence, he was his own target audience. Ben, Lewis and the team spent hours at home sewing the neck labels on themselves and using a screen presser to press their vinyl logos. From day one, Ben and Lewis implemented a company culture, emphasizing values of working relentlessly hard and staying humble. This brings me to the first reason for Gymshark's success, and in my opinion, quite arguably the most important reason for their success, and that is the mentality possessed by Ben Francis and his co-founder, Lewis Morgan. In business, mentality is everything. It was clear that from day one, Ben and Lewis possessed the characteristics of successful businessmen, such as having drive and determination, having self-belief, being fast learners, being risk takers, and also being innovative. Most entrepreneurs have great product and service ideas, but it's often their lack of self-belief and determination can cause them to fail. Self-belief and determination are especially rare characteristics. They keep entrepreneurs going through minor and major setbacks and ultimately provide a foundation for consistency. After all, greatness is just achieved by performing good tasks on a consistent basis. Ben displayed his determination during a Black Friday website crash where they lost $143,000 in sales. Ben personally handwrote 2,500 apology letters to all his customers, displaying his determination in a tough situation. They displayed their innovation in the early stages of the business. Gymshark began dropshipping products for other brands through their website. This is particularly impressive because it was before dropshipping was a mainstream e-commerce business model. Safe to say it was highly successful. It drove traffic and brought in money, so they could pay to stock up their own website with their own Gymshark brand and begin their road to success. Once again, at an early stage, Ben and Lewis showed they were fast learners. They quickly identified that competitors were choosing lower quality products with lower MOQs, otherwise known as a minimum order quantity. This business model revolves around continuously releasing new stock, albeit at a lower price point. Ben and Lewis exploited this gap in the market by creating high quality designs from bespoke material, which had much higher MOQs. Gymshark were new entrants, but they demonstrated they were well ahead of the game. This high quality product paid off in 2013 when Ben Francis and his friends emptied their bank accounts for a space on the trade floor for the Body Power Expo, one of the premier fitness conventions in the world. I'm not a mind reader, but I'm assuming Ben knew this was a calculated risk. He knew in the fashion industry the quality of the product speaks for itself. This leap of faith paid off as the Body Power Expo launched Gymshark into another level. This brings me to my next point. Gymshark's innovative marketing. Gymshark's revenue exploded between 2013 and 2019, going from 500,000 to 176 million. Yup, you read that right. This sort of growth isn't just unusual, in fact it's downright remarkable. When any company experiences such exponential growth, it's clear that they had a flawless marketing strategy and execution. My research indicated there were 4 crucial aspects to Gymshark's marketing strategy: the Body Power Expo, influencer marketing, website optimization, and social media marketing. Let's quickly roll it back to 2013 when Gymshark attended the Body Power Expo for the 2nd year running. They brought with them their bespoke designed Luxe Fitness tracksuit. At the expo, an influential figure noticed Gymshark's design and asked Ben, "How did you do that?" To which Ben responded, "I have no idea." After Ben got home, he noticed his website was on the verge of crashing because sales were going through the roof. He had to take all his products off sale as he feared he wouldn't be able to fulfill all the orders. At this moment, he'd realized he'd built something incredible. While their attendance of the Body Power Expo was the metaphorical launchpad for their rocket ship, their clever, innovative use of influencer marketing had truly launched them into a different stratosphere. Gymshark began using influencers in the fitness industry at a time where it wasn't really that popular. According to Ben Francis, nobody was really doing influencer marketing at the time. What's now known as Gymshark's athlete community started off with Ben and the team sending a few social media stars free Gymshark clothing in exchange for promotion, with the objective of reaching a larger but still targeted audience. Gymshark cleverly used influencer marketing to coincide with the expansion of their product line. One key example is when they signed the huge female influencer Nikki Blackketter, which allowed them to successfully market their new women's line of clothing. This aided Gymshark's rebrand from a men's only heavy lifter brand to a fitness brand which targeted all genders and all different body types. This explains why their influencer marketing was so crucial. It's allowed them to not only reach wider audiences, but it helped them to reach new demographics that they never sold to before. This expansion in their audience is one of the big reasons why their revenue rose to 5.8 million in 2014. However, the true genius behind their strategy was tying influencers down to exclusive contracts. This masterstroke provided 2 huge benefits to Gymshark. Firstly, they were locking down that influencer's audience. Any influencer in their community would be solely promoting Gymshark products and nothing else, meaning they're maximizing their exposure to that influencer's audience. Secondly, they're maximizing the value of each post. Since the influencer is only promoting Gymshark and no other products, the audience of that influencer will naturally place more trust in them. This is because constantly promoting one singular brand is a lot more powerful than promoting multiple brands. The latter simply indicates that the influencer is looking to maximize their income instead of providing the best possible value to their audience. Fast forward to 2021 and Gymshark has a diverse community of powerful influencers spanning from fitness gurus such as Nikki Blackketter to YouTube sensations such as Bazinga. Once again, Gymshark's innovation put them ahead of the game. Their influencer marketing turned Gymshark into a household name in the fitness wear industry. This brings me to my next point: their social media marketing. Yes, I know what you're thinking, influencer marketing is social media marketing, and you're not wrong, but hear me out. There's a lot more to social media than just influencer marketing. On social media, content is king, and Gymshark is no stranger to that. There are aspects to Gymshark's content strategy that's truly worth admiring and has helped increase their reach and revenue in the process. I noticed how Gymshark managed to stand out from the crowd on the eagerly anticipated 2020 Black Friday deals. They took a switch from their usual brightness overload content and switched to a blacked out colorway. In the words of Noel Mack, the CBO, it was intended to shock their loyal fans to show something was happening. It was the perfect link to Black Friday. Gymshark knocked it out the park with this campaign. They achieved a 6.6 to 1 ratio on their sales to ad spend. This really is the perfect example for two reasons. Firstly, it shows Gymshark's ability to create fantastic content. Objectively speaking, the content was well taken, well executed, and professionally photographed. Secondly, it showed how well they understood their audience. To take such a drastic change in direction from their usual style of content was a clever and calculated risk, one that paid off grandly because they knew what sort of content their audience would be receptive to. Quick but brief appreciation point here is Gymshark's website optimization. Building a powerful high-ranking website is crucial for the majority of businesses out there, and for most, it's the difference between success and failure. If you're an OG Gymshark fan, you've probably witnessed their earlier website, which looked a bit like this. It's not that exciting, but then again, it was 2012. It's not exactly a time of e-commerce enlightenment. Gymshark's focus on developing their website was obvious as they chopped and changed through 5 different websites between Shopify and Magento before settling with this final product. During this time, Gymshark made it a priority to build a website that was extremely mobile friendly. Another example of Gymshark displaying their knowledge of their audience, as they were aware a lot of their customers made purchasing decisions through Instagram and Facebook. Gymshark's choice to only sell via their website is part of the reason why they sell out so quickly whenever they release a new product line. This is because Gymshark has to wait for sales to take place first on the website before realizing how in demand the product actually is. Some products are far more successful than others, which naturally leads to Gymshark's website being out of stock fairly quickly. This is in stark contrast to the way Nike, Adidas and other big brands operate, which is by showing designs to retailers who then decide whether or not they want to purchase the product before the product is actually designed and ready. They use these sales as projections for their own website and apps, then they stock up their website knowing they have enough product to fulfill the demand. Despite Gymshark's fantastic marketing strategy, they wouldn't have experienced their rocket growth without their fantastic product. In the fashion industry, a quality product is an absolute must. I'm fairly sure it was a famous fashion designer who once said, "The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten." Wait, no, I think that was Benjamin Franklin, my bad. Benjamin Franklin's words ring true to the fashion industry today. A cheap product will keep costs low, but it will also drastically worsen your relationship with your customers. Whether or not Ben Francis and Lewis Morgan heard these actual words, I don't know, but it's clear that they operated using the same principle. The first thing that's abundantly clear is that Gymshark's products are inclusive of all sizes. They fit well, they're very comfortable, and the material is always sourced from high quality white label or high quality bespoke products. This is the foundation of their product. The high quality material ensures their customers have the best experience possible when wearing their clothing. Generally, they tend to pay more per unit than the average fitness brand, but this is to ensure high quality. After all, you only get what you pay for. If you go online, you'll find next to no complaints and an abundant amount of raved reviews. The quality of their product is not just in the material procurement, but also in the design workflow process that follows it. Gymshark have a huge in-house team of designers, fabric cutters and creatives who take the product from a blank design to the fully branded, immaculately sized final product. To give you some context, most fitness brands work with intermediaries who help them with the design, the logo printing, the packaging, as well as the factory selection. Don't get me wrong, there are some fantastic companies such as White 2 Label who offer such services, but it's clear to see that Gymshark's production process is now on a different level. By moving designing in-house, they've now got the resources to create the kind of product that competes with industry leaders such as Nike, Adidas and Lululemon. In a nutshell, Gymshark's focus on creating high quality products has served them very well over the last decade. Without a high quality product, most clothing brands won't stand the test of time. This is why Gymshark are now a multinational fitness brand with a valuation of over £1 billion. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe so you can stay tuned for my next video, which is on how Clubhouse exploded onto the social media scene.